So back in 2019, I wrote this article basically detailing how I use certain apps and websites to predict a good sunrise or sunset. For landscape photographers, this is an important task, it's an important skill, I suppose you could call it. And it's something that, as a landscape photographer, I think you should be putting time and effort into. Apologies if you can hear crows in the background. My apartment is literally in the trees and they're having a field day today. So I do apologise about that. So I'm going to try and make a little video here where I discuss using the apps. I'll show you a bit of work on the laptop, and you should use this as a resource to complement that article. If you came here from that article, I would really appreciate if you would hit subscribe. There isn't always crows in the video, trust me. Because I'll generally be kind of making videos where I'm teaching stuff and trying to pass on some knowledge. And this article gets about 1,500 to 2,000 visitors every month on my website. I think that's a lot. I'm quite a small fish, so yeah, for me that's quite a lot. If you'll excuse me, I have to refer to my notes as per usual. Okay, so planning a sunrise or a sunset. Firstly, caveat. All the apps in the world and all the websites in the world will not ever be able to predict what Mother Nature is going to do. So what I am giving you is information to enhance the probability of you predicting a good sunrise or a sunset. I'm not saying this is absolute gospel. I'm not saying this is 100% correct. These are just my observations and how I use the apps and the websites. So we're going to look at Windy, which is www.windy.com. That's a website and also an app. And we're going to look at Wire. Wire is a website the same as Windy, and it gives you different parameters that we use. We're going to look at cloud. Cloud is the main parameter or main factor in predicting a good sunrise or sunset. There are other factors such as wind, air quality, humidity, temperature, pressure, but cloud is the main thing. And we're going to look at two aspects of cloud: the percentage of cloud and the type of cloud. Now when I say the type of cloud, I don't mean mammatus or lenticular, I mean low, middle and high. So cloud height, we'll say. And that's really it. I'm going to try and make it as basic as possible. I'm not going to get too sciencey about it. So for a nice sky, nice sunrise, nice sunset, we need no low cloud or very little low cloud. We need some middle and some high cloud. Not 100% high cloud, not 100% middle cloud. Some. Okay? And that's really it. Wind ideally is low. Low wind is generally good for a good sky because then the clouds are not moving and they get a chance to light up. The optimum sunrise times and sunset times in terms of colour is generally, for sunrise it's just before sunrise or as the sun is rising, and sunset it's as the sun is setting, and after the sunset you often get that real strong afterglow, afterburn we call it. So yeah, don't pack up your gear once the sun is set, and equally if you're shooting a sunrise, arrive in time. Arrive about in half an hour to an hour beforehand, get your composition set up, etc. So now we're going to jump into the laptop. I'm going to show you how Windy and Wire works, and then I'll jump back out and I'll give you some little concluding statements, and hopefully this is helpful. And Windy, I must apologise if you can hear crows in the background, like they are just going off all day, so I really do apologise about that. There's nothing I can do. My apartment is literally in the trees. Okay. So this is Windy. This is the interface. Wherever you're located, it'll be opened up in the map like this. I want you to look at the panels here on the right hand side, and firstly I want to click menu, and I want you to click arrange layers. When you do that, you'll be able to pull whatever layers you want out into this panel. So I want you to pull the clouds, medium, low and high cloud out. So let's say for you it'll be in here somewhere. So I'll just delete these, I'll show you. So if I go down here to clouds, I want you to bring out clouds, high cloud, medium cloud and low cloud, which is already there. Okay. And then you just click done. So now we have easy access to our cloud panel here, and you don't have to go and searching for it again. There are so many different parameters in Windy, but for now we're just going to focus on the clouds, okay? So you can either type in your location up here. So let's say I want to go to Scenic Rim, Mount Barney, and it'll ping here where the location is. Zoom in, and I want to check for, let's say, sunset tonight. So I'm going to go down here to my timeline. I'm going to scroll to 5 p.m, which is sunset time, and we're looking somewhere around here. And I'm going to click clouds. So it's saying there's 79% clouds. So there's a percentage here, as you can see. If you drag that around, it'll tell you where the percentage will be for different areas. The brown yellow color is clear, and then as you slowly look, so look, there's a lot of cloud here, 99%, and this is rain. It'll give you even the percentage, or the millimeters of rain. So it's not looking good for sunset tonight. So let's just stick with it. Let's click on the high cloud tab first. 16% high cloud, not bad. Medium cloud, 54%, that's good. You can see the light green to the white, so the white will be heavy medium cloud, light green will be kind of lightish, and then low cloud. So going by that, 13% low cloud, there wouldn't be a bad sunset in Rathdowney. So that means there'll be a decent chance of a good sunset in Rathdowney tonight. Okay, so there's 4% low cloud, there's 70% medium cloud, and there's 11% high cloud. And the total cloud percentage is 43%. So that's quite a good sunset prediction in my book. So the only thing I don't like about it is the wind. It's not bad. It looked more windy out here at the coast. Not bad, 5 miles an hour. So me, if I was heading out, I would go for sunset based on those predictions. And you can see windy has loads of different parameters here. There's also fog, which you can look at for morning time. So for example, I actually went out this morning and I got some foggy conditions, and you can see there, it'll tell you where the fog is going to be. This is based on data that I will actually talk about in the end of the video. But for now, that's how windy works, okay? Not hard to use. And if you look down here, the model, so I usually use the ECMS model, okay? That's the one I prefer, and the Access. Those are the two that I use here, and the two I use at home. So that's how windy works. For now, let's go on to YR. So YR is the same as windy more or less in terms of the cloud data it gives you, but windy will give you a lot more parameters, like it gives you humidity, rain, thunderstorms. It'll give you air quality, cloud tops, cloud base, all these different things which are important if you were, let's say, predicting a cloud inversion. YR is more just for cloud height. Okay, so let's just type in Rathdowney. So that's where we were looking already. Now, when you go onto this page, it might get a bit confusing because this has changed since I wrote the blog. But all you have to do is click up here at details. And now it'll give you, so let's look at sunset ceiling. So 22% low, 21% middle, and 2% high. Okay, so that's conflicting with what we saw on windy, isn't it? Let's click back again. So it's saying 12, 40, or 73, and 6. So it's slightly different, okay? But still, low cloud 22%, middle cloud 21%, total cloud cover 31%. I would go out for sunset on this. Okay, don't always base on low, middle, and high. Look at the total amount of cloud cover. And once it's not like 100% cloud, then you've got a chance of some light, you know? So it'll give you the wind, it'll give you the humidity, the dew point. That's really all YR will give you, but it's a good way of looking at just the cloud, low, middle, and high percentages. I really like YR. I prefer windy just because of the data and the detail it gives me, but YR is good to back it up as well. So, in terms of the colours, the white will mean a lot, okay, and then it'll gradually fade out to blue as it gets lighter. That's for the low cloud. Again, white, a lot of cloud, but fading out to kind of light green for middle cloud. And then it's same white, fading out to kind of this bluey, greeny colour as well. Anywhere you see this, yellow, brown, whatever it is, that means it's clear. Okay? So yeah, that's the two interfaces, YR and Windy. Windy has a very good app that I use, and YR, I just stick to the desktop version. Okay, so now you've seen how Windy and YR work, and they're quite good. And I use other ones like Clear Outside and Ventusky, but Windy and YR are my primary ones. I use the app for Windy, and YR I just use the mobile site or else the desktop site. I'll check on windy first and then I'll use YR to confirm or backup. If they're both singing off the same hymn sheet, then you know it's fairly accurate. I mentioned other parameters that cause or can help a good sunrise or good sunset, and I mentioned wind. I've never seen a good sky with high wind, so it's always been very low wind, clouds not moving. So in my head I'm thinking, right, well, that's what gives the clouds a chance to light up, when they're not streaking across the sky. So make sure the wind is relatively low. Air quality is another one. I know often in Ireland in the summer we get that Saharan dust coming across and it creates a real hazy look in the sky. Not really good for sunsets. It's cool if you want to see the sun's like a perfect circle in the sky, and that kind of, they're like sunsets you'd see in the desert, but them crows, oh my god. A couple of bonus tips. Fog. How do you predict fog? So, a couple of things you need for fog. You need no wind. You need a lot of humidity. So, humidity is the amount of moisture the air can hold. When the humidity is at 100%, it basically means the air cannot hold any more moisture. So then, it has to form as fog. So the air is at 100% humidity, it's at max capacity. So because the moisture can't go anywhere, it forms as fog. Often in those clear summer nights, you'll get fog because the earth will be warm from the day before. It'll cool at night time, it'll condense, it'll fill up with moisture, the air, and then it'll form as fog. Okay. Valleys and mountains are very good for fog because you have hot air coming off the mountain down along the slope, meeting the cooler air, and that all condenses as well. I mentioned that ideally you don't want low cloud, but if there is low cloud present, that doesn't mean that you don't go out taking photos. So for example, your composition can suit the conditions. If there's a lot of low cloud forecast and there's no other cloud, well then at some stage the sun is going to come up above that low cloud. And generally, especially in winter, that'll still be nice light. So for example, if there's a lot of low cloud forecast, or just like 20-30% low cloud, still head out, but set up a composition where the golden hour light is going to hit once it comes above that low cloud. So sometimes it won't always be a rager of a sunrise or sunset sky, but you'll get some nice side light once the sun comes up above the low cloud. So as a photographer, you have to adapt to the conditions. Just because it's not going to be beautiful pinks and purples and reds and vivid colours in the sky doesn't mean that you can't get a good shot. I hope this has been helpful. I want you to use the article or the blog alongside this video. This video is just very briefly to show you how I use the websites, because some people might respond better to a video as opposed to trying to read a blog. Some of the information in that blog is dated in that the interface has changed, but the principles are still the exact same. So I hope that was helpful. I really do hope that was helpful. If you have any questions, please let me know. If you got to this video from the article or the blog, I'd love if you'd hit subscribe. That would really help me out. And yeah, that's about it. All the best.